Hi, and welcome to Building San Antonio Today, a show brought to you by Transportation and Capital Improvements, also known as TCI. I'm April Alcazar.
And I'm Melissa Sparks. TCI is responsible for San Antonio's street, drainage, and transportation infrastructure. We also manage the city's capital projects, which include street, drainage, and facility projects such as parks and libraries.
TCI is a large department that offers a variety of services to our community. Did you know that the City of San Antonio offers a specialized service to all who need information concerning disability services? The Disability Access Office is a division of TCI that provides expertise regarding the Americans with Disabilities Act, which was established in 1990. The Americans with Disability Act, also known as the ADA, protects those with disabilities to ensure that they have the same rights and opportunities as others. The Disability Access Office is comprised of 5 full-time staff members, which includes and is led by Judy Babbitt. Judy, the Disability Access Office Manager, works day in and day out with her team to ensure that compliance of ADA laws is followed citywide. We spoke with Judy and she shared a lot about the Disability Access Office, how her office works with other city departments, emergency response staff, and how the office works very closely with TCI staff to ensure our city infrastructure is accessible to everyone.
And the job of this office is to make sure that we don't focus on accessibility for people with disabilities in just one area, but to focus on all of our city services, facilities, and policies even, for every department. So that is the initiation of the office, and generally we work with teams with the other departments. If they have an ADA issue or a problem with perhaps parking for their employees, then we meet with them, help them create a program, they implement it, they pay for it, it's their program, and we move out and go somewhere else. The Office of Emergency Management is in charge of making sure that citizens are aware of their the places they can evacuate to. And oftentimes, people with disabilities aren't in a big communication network, and deaf people especially. So we have formed a task force with that group, made up of a lot of people with disabilities and the advocates of those folks to help guide a program that they are now initiating, going out to the community and working with the different sites. We also helped them survey some of the evacuation sites that they were looking at. So it was a combination of the policy issues and the physical issues. And that's a continuing project. The Disability Office is in some ways a standalone because it serves the whole community. But the administration of the office is within TCI, and that's a good place to be. It's a perfect place because of the support I can give, or the office can give TCI, especially in the area of sidewalks, construction of sidewalk projects, troubleshooting, for helping them troubleshoot for citizen calls about curb ramps, or anything that relates to an individual's ability to move around the city. So so we work not only with the individual projects, but with all the project managers at one time. So we have this sort of captured audience to do trainings with new regulations. We can call everybody together and train, say, something about, okay, here are the new rules for how you install a curb ramp, or here are the new rules of when you have to put a curb ramp in and how it should be laid. So we can get everybody at one time, and then they in turn can take that information to their contractors and the architects and the engineers. So that's one example. The other is reviewing plans, and we are not the plan approvers. We're more like I guess you could say, the consultants to TCI in helping them integrate the requirements for accessibility in all of their plans. It's a partnership, but it's a strong partnership. We would even work with stormwater in high grass areas where there's high grass to make sure that they monitor that.
The Disability Access Office has worked on various projects and continues to work to ensure that our city has a universally designed environment that makes it easy for all people, regardless of disability, to participate fully in community life. To help involve our community, the San Antonio Mayor and City Council appointed an 11-member committee appointed to work closely with the DAO as part of our city's efforts. This group is known as the Disability Access Advisory Committee, or is often referred to as the DAC. The Disability Access Office and Disability Access Advisory Committee have been critical to the development and maintenance of the city's 2008 ADA Transition Plan, which identifies physical barriers and outlines methods in which to remove them.
Disability Access Advisory Committee was established almost at the same time as the Disability Access Office was. And the idea was they were to be not necessarily passing rules or making policies, but were to be the city's agent going out to the districts that they represented to go to the community meetings and other public meetings that they go to and talk about things that they learn at our DAC meetings, and such things as the new rules for service animals.
Bonnie Weed, who lives in District 6, serves as a member on the Disability Access Advisory Committee and was appointed by Councilman Ray Lopez. Bonnie doesn't lack passion. Her passion for those with disabilities stems from being a mother of a 42-year-old daughter with disabilities. As her daughter's caretaker, she faces day-to-day challenges and is able to share that experience and knowledge with others in her community.
My name's Bonnie Weed. I'm from District 6. I represent that district on the committee of the Disability Access Advisory Committee. I started in May. I have a daughter who has disabilities, and I've worked bringing her up through the years with the difficulties. And she's 42 years old, so we've been at this a long time. So most of the people on the committee have disabilities themselves, where I deal with it to take care of my daughter. We go out through the community, and now with our shirts, we show who we are and go to different events and make people aware that we are here if they have questions or need help with any disability problems or issues that they've been in contact with.
Bonnie also expresses how she has personally benefited from serving on the Disability Access Advisory Committee.
I think it's been very beneficial to me because of my daughter is one particular situation, but here I've met people with different disabilities and what they have to go through, and it just opens your eyes to how much more people are going through out there and maybe what we can do to help them. We have people who are blind, we have people who have been in wheelchairs a long time, we have people who are not mobile once they're out of their wheelchairs. That's permanent. So there's different issues you learn about, and it makes you have more of a kinder heart. It really does, to be aware what others are going through.
Abraham Robles, a staff member of the Disability Access Office, is also a Disability Access Advisory Committee member who represents District 4. Abraham has served on the committee for 2 years and explains why he not only works for the city's Disability Access Office, but also decided to serve as a volunteer.
I've served 2 years. When I first was asked to serve, offered, I did it because I wanted to be the voice. I know many people who because of their disabilities have this tendency to shy away, and there's this belief that because you voice your opinion, you're not going to be heard. And I think the committee is a pretty good example of that not being true, because we have differences of ages, of ethnicity, and of disabilities, and we share our own. Because of our own disabilities, we are able to kind of cover a little bit of of a good variety, a diversity of people's views and concerns.
The Disability Access Office is definitely making a difference within our community and personally in the lives of those closely involved. For more information about the City of San Antonio's Disability Access Office, visit sanantonio.gov/DAO.
TCI provides many services to our residents. We have a community outreach program that concentrates on stormwater education. Stormwater is water that can vary in amounts and that you see on surfaces such as streets and parking lots when it rains. There are many things that we can do as San Antonio residents to help enhance the safety of our city when we experience heavy rains. Eric Gomez, who manages the city's stormwater education program, shares a little bit more about TCI's outreach efforts.
From rain to drain to river. This is the path that pollutants we dump, drop, and leave on the ground take to enter San Antonio's rivers, creeks, and natural waterways. How does this happen? What can we do to prevent it? Let's take a look. Let's face it, we don't get a lot of rain in San Antonio, but every time we do, the rainfall hits the ground and becomes runoff. This runoff picks up everything on the ground and carries it into our streets, ditches, and storm drains. But unlike wastewater, which is flushed down a toilet or sink, runoff that enters our storm sewer is not treated. Instead, it flows directly into our waterways, carrying pollutants along with it. Most runoff pollutants come from everyday things we use at home, which end up on the ground or leak out when not disposed of properly. These include household hazardous waste products, automotive fluids, lawn care products, grass clippings, and even pet poop. Once these enter our waterways, they can destroy natural habitats and make the water unsafe for use. We're responsible for pollutants that end up in our rivers and creeks, but we can each take steps to prevent polluted runoff from entering our water. Step 1. Know how to use, store, and dispose of your household hazardous waste products. Lots of products we have at home require special disposal so they don't leak or seep out with the regular waste. Read the product label. If it shows toxic, corrosive, or flammable warning symbols, it's probably a household hazardous waste product. When shopping for these products at the store, buy only the amounts you need. This way, you'll use them up faster and not have to store or dispose of leftovers. Consider buying products that are friendly to the environment. Look for non-toxic, organic, green, or earth-friendly on the product label. When storing leftover products at home, make sure your storage space is cool and dry. Check containers for leaks and spills. Or consider donating any leftover amounts to a friend, neighbor, or charity instead of storing or disposing of them. The city offers a household hazardous waste drop-off facility for solid waste customers and residents. For more information, visit the Solid Waste Management Department website or call 210-207-6428. Step 2. Maintain your lawns the river-friendly way. Like other household products, buy fertilizer, herbicides, and pesticides only in the amounts you need. When using these on your lawn, follow the directions on the label. Never use too much, since the excess amounts can wash into the storm drains. When mowing or pruning in your yard, never blow or sweep grass and leaf clippings onto the street. Instead, bag these for disposal or use as mulch on your lawn. Step 3. Maintain your cars the river-friendly way. Periodically check your driveway or parking space for signs of oil or fluid leaks. If you find a leak, use sawdust or cat litter on the spill area and sweep up the absorbent material. If you change your oil at home, always use a drip pan to capture the old oil, or take your vehicle to an oil change facility. When washing your car at home, park it on your front lawn or other grassy area instead of on your driveway. Grass will help catch soapy runoff before it can flow into the street's storm drains. Whenever possible, wash your vehicle at a car wash facility. They use special drains which capture and reuse water. Step 4. Scoop your pet's poop off the ground. Dog poop contains a lot of harmful bacteria which can enter rivers and creeks if it's left on the ground and swept down a storm drain. If you own and walk a dog, it's your responsibility to scoop their poop. Always use a scooper tool and pickup bag to scoop up dog poop. Never use your bare hands. Place the poop in the bag and tie the bag to seal it. Dump the bag in the nearest garbage can you find. Don't just leave the bag out on the ground. Always wash and sanitize your hands well after disposing of dog poop. Step 5. Report illegal dumping. Trash and debris from illegal dump sites can be swept into ditches and storm drains during a storm. Not only can these destroy natural habitats, but they can also increase flooding risks. Report cases of illegal dumping in San Antonio by calling the city's Customer Service 311 hotline. You can also submit a report online by visiting 311's website. Step 6. Adopt a spot to clean up. You and a group of willing volunteers can adopt a right-of-way, street median, green space, or drainage channel to pick up trash or beautify. The Adopt a Spot program is sponsored by the City of San Antonio and Keep San Antonio Beautiful. Picking up trash from the ground ensures that it doesn't wash into our storm drains. Call Keep San Antonio Beautiful at 210-219-9596. When we each remember to do our part, we help make our rivers and creeks healthier for us and future generations. Remember to protect our waterways. Remember the river, San Antonio.
If you would like someone to come to you and talk about stormwater education or explain how you can help, contact Eric Gomez at 207-5010 or send him an email at eric.gomez@sanantonio.gov.
In addition to educating people on stormwater, we also work on things people see every day. Have you ever wondered how the traffic signs around our city are made? Stop signs, yield signs, speed limit signs, there are so many.
TCI is responsible for maintaining over 100,000 traffic-related signs throughout San Antonio. That's a lot of signs. Did you also know that the average traffic sign is almost 3 feet by 3 feet? That's probably larger than you expected. TCI has its own traffic operations sign shop that manufactures traffic signs specifically for the city of San Antonio. A variety of crews are involved ensuring that the various signs around our city are maintained but also readily available when they need to be installed or replaced. Our traffic operations team is led by Senior Engineer Lily Banda. Lily has been working for the City of San Antonio for over 16 years and is a licensed professional engineer and a certified traffic operations engineer.
Our traffic sign maintenance has a huge response effort attached to it. Most of our calls come in through 311, and typically what happens is we have citizens that call in and let us know about signs, existing traffic signs that need some sort of maintenance. Either they've been knocked down or they are at the end of their life cycle. So that's where it begins. We get the call, we do investigation, preliminary investigation if we need to. Then the whole sign manufacturing installation process begins. We do have a traffic sign shop here at our campus on Cherry Street. And we've got some very talented sign manufacturers that take care of both generating the signs, fabricating them, getting them ready, getting them in the queue for installation. After a sign has been made, our supervisor schedules the work orders for installation. We send out our field staff out to the various locations to do the actual sign installations. As you can tell, it's very, very response driven. We do have a huge responsibility because we do have to cover the entire city limits. We do not do signs on TxDOT roadways, but that still leaves a lot of area that we need to cover. There are some signs that are higher in the priority level. For example, stop signs. Whenever we do get a call that a stop sign has been knocked down, those calls are actually separated through the 311 process and they are monitored at the Traffic Management Center. We have crews that are dedicated to respond to those stop signs. They do carry already prefabricated stop signs, and when they go out there, they're able to address those higher order emergency calls on the spot.
As Lily mentioned, requests for signs can be received from residents through the city's 311 Customer Service Department, identified as signs that need to be replaced because they were damaged or because they have met the end of their life cycle. When a sign has been confirmed for replacement, a work order is processed for the needed sign to be manufactured by our traffic operations staff and the process of creating a new sign begins if one is not readily in stock. Traffic signs which are readily available are stop signs, since they are highly requested due to the amount located citywide. After a work order has been processed, the type of traffic sign needed is processed on a computer, and then the design is sent to a large printing plotter. This plotter is used specifically for the manufacturing of the transparent film that will display the image for the sign. Once this has been completed, the film is taken to the manufacturing room of the sign shop, where the shape of the sign and text are revealed by removing the excess film. It is then placed and sealed on a metal plate that is already pre-cut for the specific sign being created. This process is followed for all signs that the city manufactures, even the street name signs that you see throughout your neighborhood. Some of the street name signs vary from 3 feet to more than 6 feet in length, making them taller than most people. As street signs are made, they are also grouped by city council district to ensure that the orders are fulfilled more efficiently by city crews. Some signs involve very detailed designs, such as the details in the city seal. Our expert traffic sign fabricators are experienced in ensuring that no matter what the design is needed and created, it is completed with a professional finish. After a sign is made, it's time for the sign to be installed by one of our 2-member city crews. Depending on where the signs are located, different equipment and tools are needed. If a sign is being installed on a sidewalk, crews have to jackhammer a spot that can hold the pole for the traffic sign. The traffic signs also need to be adhered to a pole with screws and bolts, which are hammered individually. Crew members carefully measure the height of the pole to ensure that it does not interfere with any surrounding infrastructure, such as buildings, when installations occur in the downtown area of the city. Once a traffic pole is ready to be secured, crews pour concrete to secure the pole. There are times when traffic-related signs are used only for a temporary time. For example, when there is a concern with an intersection that has traffic signals, a traffic sign technician who is a first responder from the TCI traffic operations team will go to the location to see what is causing the signals not to cycle properly. There are many reasons why a traffic signal may not be operating properly. The reasons could include inclement weather, such as heavy rain or high winds. The signal could also have been knocked down by a vehicle during a collision, or the power enabling the signal to operate may not be functioning. In all of these cases, a signal technician will secure the area. This may include removing any debris within the right-of-way if needed. If the signal cannot be placed back into immediate operation, the technician will place stop signs at the intersection to manage traffic until the signal is back in full operation. If there is a power outage which is causing the traffic signals to not function, TCI will alert CPS Energy so that they can troubleshoot the issue and restore power back to the location. This is an example of when traffic signs are needed and why stop signs are one of the traffic signs that need to always be available to our traffic operation crews. Every traffic sign you see as you commute, whether by vehicle, bike, or foot, has an important purpose. Some signs let motorists know when the maximum speed limit is. Some alert motorists that they are entering an area where students may be crossing to get to a school, and some may let you know that the road ahead is about to curve. There are so many traffic signs made by our traffic operation crews, but they all serve a single purpose: to enhance safety for all.
While our street sign work is never done, one of our projects is complete. TCI recently celebrated some good news about an 18-month project in the Broadway-Hildebrand area. In September, TCI celebrated the official end of the Broadway-Hildebrand project. We hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony at Cheesy Jane's and welcomed many of the businesses and organizations we impacted, including AT&T, UIW, the Wash Tub, and the Whitty Museum. After the ceremony, we had a chance to speak with John Linskog, owner of Cheesy Jane's. We asked him about some of the steps he took to keep customers coming back to his restaurant during construction.
We notified our customers ahead of time about the construction. We put up a kind of a map of the area, kind of a poster map in the restaurant of the side streets and the back ways to come in. We also printed that same map on our carry-out menus, and we called the city to have extra signage for those back entrances, and all that really helped us to maintain the loyal customers that would come at any cost.
Those are great suggestions. We have several more just like them available on our website. Visit our highlighted projects section of www.sanantonio.gov/TCI to view our construction survival guide. The guide is designed to provide businesses with ideas to keep customers coming while construction is going on outside their doors. Meanwhile, the ceremony marked the end of 18 months of construction in this area. Around 60,000 cars a day travel through this intersection, so everyone is happy that the project is now complete.
Well, that's all we have for you today on this episode of Building San Antonio Today.
We hope you enjoyed what you learned today and join us next time as we learn more about San Antonio's infrastructure.